Good morning. It's Micheline with Fit and Healthy for Yourself, and today's topic is adapting an early morning routine. It is 5:40 today, and yes, I started adapting an early morning routine. It's not easy. It's hard. I'm still a bit tired, but it's gonna get easier. So, early morning routines are a good things. Getting up early gives you more time to get things done, and it's proven that all successful people seem to be all early morning people. I found out that Tim Cook gets up at 4:30, which is dawn early. Ben Franklin used to get up at 5 o'clock. Michelle Obama gets up at 4:30. So I tried today to get up at 5:30. It's a process. I'm up. Am I functional? Not yet, but I'm up. So in order to adapt an early morning routine, there are really two steps you can do to be successful in this. And they actually have nothing to do with what you do in the morning. They have everything to do with what you do the night before. So, in order to be successful in getting up early, you have to do two things. One thing is you have to set up basically, the biggest thing is you have to set up a sleep schedule, and you have to stick to it. Because our brain, our bodies loves routine. So if you stick to something, it's actually going to get easier. You're not going to need your alarm clock anymore because your body knows when to get up. So what you will do is you set up a sleep schedule. So when you find out, you work backwards. You find out when you have to get up. And like I have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. So you work backwards. 8 hours sleep, 7 to 8 hours of sleep is what everybody kind of needs. So you kind of have to play with that. So I work backwards. 8 hours is 9:30. So I set my clock actually to be in bed by 9:15 p.m. every single night. So that's the time you need to go to bed every single night. No excuses. So what I do is I set my alarm clock and at night actually to go to bed that time. Next thing you can do is you can get yourself an accountability partner. I have talked about that a couple times when it comes to going to do workouts. When you have a friend who does it with you, it's always a lot easier because you stick to it more. You don't want to let them down. So for sleep, that also goes with that. An accountability partner can be a spouse who goes to bed at the same time as you. It can be your children. It can be a friend who basically texts you 10 minutes before bedtime. Hey, I'm going. Are you going? So get a partner. If you don't have friends, if you don't want to bother anybody, or if you're single, then text yourself. So there are ways to do this to keep yourself accountable. Next thing you can do is set up trigger points. So basically what that means is set yourself an alarm when you need to go to bed. Actually, the iPhone has a bedtime schedule. So you set that in and it actually rings a couple times when, like a half hour before you need to go to bed, that you need to get ready. So I actually use that function. It actually works very well because those alarms are rather annoying. They do come quite often. When it comes to annoying, it works. So set up a couple of alarms on your computer. Anything. Don't just set up one. Set up 10. One you can easily ignore. Two you can ignore. 10 becomes so annoying that you actually will listen to them. You need to shut off your electronics about 1 to 2 hours before you go to bed. Electronics actually keep us up because they keep our brains thinking. We get emotional, when you read the news, when you scroll Facebook before you go to bed. The light of the electronics actually keeps our brains awake. So shut off electronics 1 to 2 hours before bed. Because think about it, as a child, you didn't have electronics and you fell asleep in no time. So shut off electronics. Easiest thing to do that is, again, set yourself an alarm, send yourself texts. Some computers actually have a shut off function that when you can put on energy saver and the computer actually shuts off at a certain time, use that. When it's off, it's off. You know, your laptop doesn't see your excuses, so it just shuts off. So try that, and it will take a couple days to get used to it, but it will. It will work. So I'm gonna try to get ready for work now, and I'll see you next time. And this was Micheline with Fit and Healthy for Yourself.